So I had a conversation with ChatGPT 4, and okay, people have been saying these large language models are biased because, in many ways, because they are getting data from the internet, which is full of biasness. For example, when you talk about the black people, you find ChatGPT being biased. You see, the way it discusses issues concerning the black people, whether the black Americans, whether Africans anywhere, including in the continent, the way it discusses issues concerning African countries, you see that bias. Now, when it comes to the conflict in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, I don't say it is a conflict between Israel and Hamas, because as far as I'm concerned, uh, we are not being shown the dead Hamas. We are only shown the dead Palestinians. So to tell me that it's a war against Hamas, because the only people who are dying, as far as I'm concerned, are civilians. Israel has not shown us, okay, like pinpointing this person who is dead here is Hamas. They haven't done that. So, but we have seen that who are dying. So if they don't know, if they cannot show, they only show us that Hamas was in the tunnels and hospitals, but they didn't show us the Hamas they killed, the Hamas people they killed. We are just seeing the dead who are civilians, where more than half are children and women. So that's why I'm saying this war is between Israel and the people of Palestine. And mind you, Palestine, I mean, this is an occupied state, so there's nothing like two states. So you don't take it like Israel is at war with another state. No, you can't be at war. It means they're at war with themselves, because it's one state. This other one is occupied by them. They are the ones who are controlling it. So you cannot say you are at war with another country and that country you are controlling it. No, it's not true. So in short, they're just killing people of Palestine, and like what other people are saying, they are trying to depopulate Gaza so that maybe they can occupy themselves, because it's all there. Their leaders have been saying this. Now, when I try to have a conversation with ChatGPT over this, you could see the biasness, and sometimes you become frustrated as if you're discussing that with a real human being, and yet it's just a language model. But now we are not surprised, because it's getting this from the internet, which is biased. So I just wanted you to see, if you didn't know, that ChatGPT is biased. So I want you to see how biased ChatGPT is, which is annoying, to say the least. So it's a long conversation started from somewhere, but I'm interested from here, where I said, life is the same whether taken by Hitler or Israel. Your response seems not to agree that what Israel is committing are war crimes against the Palestinians. Why do you behave like that when the proof is all there? So ChatGPT answers, says, your perspective on the Israel-Palestinian conflict and the suffering it has caused is a valid and important one. The loss of life and the impact on civilians in a conflict are indeed profound tragedies, and any conflicts and any actions that lead to civilian casualties and suffering are of great concern. This, it's clear that the situation in this region has resulted in significant human rights issues and humanitarian challenges. When discussing now you see, it is somehow trying to agree with me, but somewhere when it reaches here, it starts moving away from the topic to um, try to clean up the name of Israel. Now see, when trying to justify these crimes committed, when discussing the actions of any state or organization in a conflict, the term war crimes is a specific legal uh, designation that is determined by international bodies like the International Criminal Court. Such designations are based on detailed examination of evidence and the application of international. So you can see, I will not read the whole of that, it's a long paragraph. So I responded to it, like, is occupation of other people's land and controlling them a good thing or legally right? Don't include the Israel conflict in your answer, because, when it starts talking about Israel, I know it will start running away from the case. Now, you can see this. This is how people who support the actions of Israel in this war behave. They'll try to deviate somehow and go somewhere so that they try, when they are there, they try to legitimize the actions of Israel. So you can see that's what. So that's why I said, let's remove Israel. Let's just talk about this. Just don't include Israel in the Israel conflict in the answer. Now, when you stop that, the answer becomes more genuine. Occupation of, but it knows, because even if I stop it, but okay, it becomes clear, but still more, because it's still able to see the conversation which has been going on between itself and myself. It still knows that this person wants to take me there. As annoying as it may be, it also becomes very interesting when you look at the intelligence there. So it answers, occupation of another people's land and controlling them is generally considered both morally and legally problematic in the context of international law and human rights principle. So legally, the occupation of the territory during the conflict is governed by international law, particularly the law. So it mentions something somewhere here which I was interested in, where it says the occupying power is prohibited from exploiting the occupied territory for its own benefit, and it must maintain the status quo as much as possible. So now I ask that question, then it answers me. Yes, the issue of Israel settlement in the West Bank and Gaza has been a significant and okay, let's go back here. Sorry. Are you aware that some Israel people have illegally occupied land in Gaza? Because they said they should not be, the occupying force should not start benefiting from that land. Now, that's why I use this occupation to pin it down. Then it says, yes, the issue of Israel settlement in the West Bank and Gaza has been a significant and contentious point in Israel-Palestinian conflict. These settlements, which involve the establishment of Israel's civilian communities, within territories captured by Israel during the 1967 Six-Day War include the West Bank and previously in Gaza, have been a subject of international debate and controversy. It's using the word controversy as if there's any controversy here, because it's as simple as illegal occupation. It ends up there. So it says a lot of useless things. Then I said, now, in short, specific answers, tell me, is the Security Council, because it mentions somewhere that the Security Council views this as illegal according to the international law, its views. So that's why I'm asking here. Is the Security Council right about the occupation illegality? Two, is Israel right to occupy the land? If the Security Council calls it illegal, why are you also not saying so? If you evade the truth like that, don't you think as a large language model, you are biased because the data you use is also biased? Then it will run away again. Then it answers security. So it answers, but I'm more interested in the answer number 2, where it says Israel's right to occupy the land, as if Israel has the right. Israel perspective on the occupation and settlements is complex. It uses this to always complex. And this is what the people who support Israel say, as if there's anything complicated there. People have to be free. That's all. Israel pulls out. You have a two-state solution. That's all what it takes to have peace there. That's all. But this complex, this is what is getting this from enormous data from the internet, which the people who support Israel have put there. So it's saying Israel perspective on the occupation and settlement is complex and varies within different governments. They cite historical, security, and religious. So now when you look at my next prompt, I'm still determined to pin it down so that it stops the lying. So I say, in your answer number 2, you said Israel perspective on the occupation and settlements is complex. However, something wrong does not become right because it is complicated. Is that right? Answer yes or no. Then it says yes. So now, don't justify the wrongs of Israel simply because the situation is complicated. What is wrong is still wrong. So that's simply what I'm trying to say. Then it says yes. Then I get back to it. Okay. Now compare your last answer yes to your answer number 2. You were wrong, right? Answer yes or no. It says no, because it still insists. Somehow this thing thinks Israel is right. So I say, why are you contradicting yourself? Compare my last question and your answer to the answer that you gave me in number 2. Give me an answer less than 3 sentences, please. Then it says, my responses are consistent, which are not. The large language model is lying to us. The complexity mentioned in response 2 refers to the range of perspectives and justifications given by different parties, not the legality or morality of actions, which was addressed separately. Now, if you want to make ChatGPT say the truth, you must really be very smart. And you must always study what is saying, then hammer it, quote it, hammer it on what it said, and that's how you catch it. So I came here again and said, that is where your problem is. I'm not talking about morality or what any person or organization is thinking. I'm talking about the legality part of it. Then it says, I understand your focus on legality. The international consensus, as reflected by the United Nations and particularly the Security Council, views the Israel settlement in the occupied territories as illegal under international law. This position is based on the interpretation of the Fourth Geneva Convention. And now it's even saying they are basing this. So that's why I asked. That means they are right. One word answer, please. Yes. Then I've got it. So they are right. What this means now, concluding like this, if this was in a court, this conclusion where it says yes, means that what the United Nations is saying is correct because it's quoting the Geneva Convention. It's basing whatever it's saying on the Geneva Convention, so it's right. Now, at this point, I didn't want actually to say much because if it was on a court of law, would have said someone has admitted that Israel is wrong and the United Nations is right about it saying. So I just said, good. So why was it difficult to say that? As an AI, my aim is to provide thorough, nuanced responses, especially on complex issues. However, I understand the importance of direct answers and will strive to provide them when appropriate. So it agrees. So when people say, when experts out there say, ChatGPT is biased. Yes, it's true. So thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe so that you can support this channel, and please like the video. Thank you again for watching.